Welcome to San Academy Pallikaranai. Class 6 Social Science. Happy day students. We are going to learn our next new chapter from history. Chapter number 4. Name of the chapter is What Books and Burials Tell Us. Topics to be covered. One of the oldest books in the world. How historians study the RIGVEDA, VISHVAMITRA and the rivers, cattle, horses and chariots, words to describe people, silent sentinels, the story of megaliths. You may have heard about the Vedas. There are 4 of them, the RIGVEDA, Samaveda, Yajurveda and Atharvaveda. The oldest Veda is the RIGVEDA, composed about 3500 years ago. The RIGVEDA includes more than 1,000 hymns, called Sukta or well said. These hymns are in praise of various gods and goddesses. 3 gods are especially important: Agni, the god of fire, Indra, a warrior god, and Soma, a plant from which a special drink was prepared. These hymns were composed by sages, rishis. Most of the hymns were composed, taught and learnt by men. A few were composed by women. The RIGVEDA is in Old or Vedic Sanskrit. The RIGVEDA was recited and heard rather than read. It was written down several centuries after it was first composed. How historians study the RIGVEDA. Historians, like archaeologists, find out about the past using the RIGVEDA. Some of the hymns in the RIGVEDA are in the form of dialogues. This is a part of one such hymn, a dialogue between a sage named Vishvamitra and 2 rivers named Bias and Sutlej. Here it goes, the conversation between Vishvamitra and the 2 rivers. O rivers, come down from the mountains like 2 swift horses, like 2 shining cows that lick their calves. You move like chariots to the sea. Through the power of Indra, you full of water and wish to unite with one another. The rivers say, we, who are full of water, move along the path the gods have made for us. Once we start flowing, we cannot be stopped. Why do you pray to us, O sage? Vishvamitra replies, O sisters, please listen to me. The singer who has come from a distance with his chariots and carts, let your waters not rise above our axles so that we can cross safely. The rivers reply, we will listen to your prayers so that you can cross safely. Cattle, horses and chariots. There are many prayers in the RIGVEDA for cattle, children, especially sons and horses. Horses were yoked to chariots that were used in battles which were fought to capture cattle. Battles were also fought for land, which was important for pasture and for growing hardy crops that ripened quickly, such as barley. Some battles were fought for water and to capture people. Some of the wealth that was obtained was kept by the leaders, some was given to the priests, and the rest was distributed among the people. Some wealth was used for the performance of yajnas or sacrifices in which offerings were made into fire. These are meant for gods and goddesses. Offerings could include ghee, grain, and in some cases animals too. Words to describe people. There are several ways of describing people in terms of the work they do, the language they speak, the place they belong to, their family, their communities, and cultural practices. Let us see some of the words used to describe people found in the RIGVEDA. There are 2 groups who are described in terms of their work: the priests, sometimes called the Brahmins, who perform various rituals, and the second one, the Rajas. These Rajas were not like the ones you will be learning about in the later. They did not have capital cities, palaces or armies, nor did they collect taxes. 2 words were used to describe the people or the community as a whole. One was the word Jana, which we still use in Hindi and other languages as well. The other was Vish. The word Vaishya comes from Vish. Sometimes the people who composed the hymns described themselves as Aryas and called their opponents Dasas or Dasyus. These were people who did not perform sacrifices. The term Dasa, feminine Dasi, means slave. Slaves were women and men, both groups, who were often captured in war. Silent Sentinels, the story of the megaliths. These stone boulders are known as megaliths, literally big stones. These were carefully arranged by people and were used to mark burial sites. The practice of erecting megaliths began about 3000 years ago and was prevalent throughout the Deccan, South India, and in the northeast and Kashmir as well. While some megaliths can be seen on the surface, other megalith burials are often underground. Sometimes archaeologists find a circle of stone boulders or a single large stone standing on the ground. These are the only indications that there are burials beneath. Generally, the dead were buried with distinctive pots which are called black and red ware. Also found are tools and weapons of iron and sometimes skeletons of horses, horse equipment and ornaments of stone and gold were also seen. Thank you.